Well. Welcome to episode 3, the Dad Pod. The kid edition. We got our young boys here. Just 2 out the 4.
The other two are in the back. I'm sure they're gonna make appearance any second now,
Uh-huh.
or any minute before this podcast is over. But we done took so many weeks off from doing this podcast, and we've been trying to be committed to it and set a schedule. So we was like, you know what, whatever we got to do this time, we gonna do it.
Yeah, regardless if we got 4 kids in the house,
And so we here, and being that, you know what I'm saying, it's the Dad Pod. I guess it's only fitting that this episode we got our kids here. Y'all. It only took 3 episodes for y'all to meet the crumb snatchers,
Hey,
and they here.
bear with us. It's gonna be the craziest episode that we've done so far.
Absolutely. Other than being a dad, brother, what you been up to, man?
Man, holidays with the family. You know how that goes. I got a million birthdays in November and December. As you know, I got engaged.
Congrats, fam.
Appreciate
Congrats.
it. Thank you.
You did that too, man.
Hey, man.
You did that. The way you did it was dope.
It was about time, man. I finally had to surrender, you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I give in, You got it. Threw in the white flag, and I'm just joking. I love you, baby. But it was amazing, honestly. Probably top 3 days of my life. I mean, outside the days my kids were born, Seeing her overwhelmed with that emotion, that's priceless. Like, whatever the cost may be, it was worth every single penny. So.
In Sudanese culture, you guys were already married, though, right?
We was already engaged.
Okay.
But, we haven't officially had the wedding yet, but we've been basically engaged for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now. I done paid them cows up, you know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
In full.
I feel it. Does it feel any different from being well, I guess you was already engaged, I guess. I guess I probably feel the same.
But it's like 2 different engagements, though, because there's like...
So then how does it feel then to be like this official?
This one feels more legit because we were kind of like, being born back home, it's a little bit different culture, but over here we spend most of our lives here, so we're used to seeing the giving her the ring. We're used to seeing get down on one knee. That seems like more of a real engagement, but this one definitely feels better than the first one. No offense to my culture or anything like that. That was amazing too, but this feels more intimate, and more personal. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. No, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, shout out my sister and one of my cousins and my girl sister for helping set the whole thing up too. Cause I was just gonna get down on one knee after dinner, like some random dude idea. They set the whole thing up. They got flowers. They got candles in the background. They had "marry me" words all over the place. You getting tired too? Yeah, you can't be getting tired yet, man. We're only 5 minutes in. But yeah, man, shout out to them. They really made it special too. So it was a great thing, great idea. How'd you propose, by the way? Anyway,
That's what I'm saying, man. You did a better job than I did, man. I got engaged. When I got engaged, bro, I just. Hold on, bro. We gonna have to take it back. All right, we back. Had to. So you hear, he still want to be a part of the podcast. But so yeah, what was we talking about?
We were talking about how you proposed and
right.
how I
so
proposed.
Yeah, your proposal was dope. You had, you know what I'm saying, you got the backyard set up, the lights, the candles and everything. Me, all I was thinking about was surprising her. I wasn't thinking of
which is typical for a man,
Right. I wasn't thinking of having her loved ones there or having my loved ones there. I was just thinking surprise her. That's just go for the surprise. And so we went to Benihana's in Carlsbad. And I proposed to her at the table at Benihana's in front of a bunch of strangers. I caught her off guard. She was surprised for sure, but if I could go back and do it again, I would for sure have, made sure her mom and her best friend and her sisters and, what I'm saying, and my brothers and at least if nothing else, my brothers and my mom and my dad, what I'm saying? Just make sure some loved ones were around. That was the only thing that I wish I did different. Like I told the people, like the manager of Benihana's and like the main chef, they came out and like brought the ring out. Like they made a whole presentation and production of it, so it was dope. And the Benihana's took pictures for me, and I still got them pictures and all of that. So it was dope in that respect. But I wish I would have put more thought into it.
But I wouldn't even blame you. I feel like as men, we don't really think that deep into it. We're just like, okay, we want to surprise her and make her happy, and then we're gonna do it in the most simplest form. That's to us. But I feel like situations like that, you definitely need a lady friend to be like, you probably shouldn't do like that, or they throw a little extra some pizzazz into the whole thing. But You still got it done though.
Oh yeah. And she was happy. She was definitely caught off guard. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Did she cry?
she did cry because like when she brought it out, like it was on a plate, right? Oh, and first took like when I told them when I got there. So and the Lakers were playing, so I walked off. And I'm watching the Laker game, and there was some other dudes over there. They seen me. The dude, actually, the white dude, these two white dudes that were at my table, they seen me stand. They couldn't see the TV, but they seen me like standing, like looking at the TV. So they're like, "What? Like, what are you watching over here, bro?" I'm like, "Oh, it's the Lakers." And they happen to be Laker fans, so we just like low key bonded real quick over being Lakers fans. And I told them, I was like, "I ain't even gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I'm about to propose tonight." And so one of them was like, "Oh, bro, when you about to do it, just like give me a signal, and I'll pull out my phone and record it for you." And like I said, I had already talked to the restaurant, and so while we're sitting there at the table. The manager of the restaurant comes up to me, and he's like, of course he already knew my name because I already talked to him, but he was like, "Are you Michael?" He's like, "You're Michael, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You have an emergency phone call." I'm like, "All right." I already know he was like playing it off like to get me to come over there to make sure everything was like properly set up. Yeah. And Keisha's like, wifey's mad worried because she like an emergency.
Wait.
Like,
but you got a phone at the time, right?
Yeah, and that's why she was like, well, like what's going on? Like, if it was an emergency, like they would have called your phone. Like, what's going on?
My girl would have been so suspicious.
But she was mad. Like, she was mad worried though. Like, she legit thought there was an emergency.
Oh my goodness! I don't think my girl would let me go by myself. She probably would have pulled up with me. Like, what's the emergency?
And then so,
come on, Max. Hold on, bro. We almost there, Max.
So I get over there, right? I go back there. We get everything set up, and then I go back to the table. I go back to the table, and she's like, "Was everything okay?" I was like, "Oh yeah, it's my mom." Like, I guess I wasn't answering my phone, and my mom knew we was here, so she just called the restaurant. And wifey was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Whatever." And then so then they bring the ring out. And I just happen to look over my shoulder, and bro, as they bring the ring out, I'm eating. Like, I got a mouthful of food when they walk out with the ring.
They didn't give you a signal, nothing like that?
No.
What? That's crazy.
They just walk out, and I got a mouthful of food, and I see them, and so I'm like trying to like slowly scoop my chair back so I could get down on one knee. The ring was on that plate that they were bringing out, and I'm trying to like scoop my chair out and not be obvious while I'm like trying to like hurry up and chew and choke down this food real quick, right? And then so they put the plate on the table in front of her, and it was like, you know how like when you like fold the napkin, it's like a triangle and it stands up on the table. The ring was underneath that. It was a red napkin. I was folded like I said, like a triangle, and the ring was underneath that. And then but there was like this Buddha thing like on the table, on the plate, which looks like what you're supposed to be looking at. Like, it looks like the presentation has something to do with the Buddha. Yeah. And so she's looking at that, and she touched it and like screwed it to the side. She was like, what is this? And I'm even like, I didn't say nothing, but I just kept like pointing to the red napkin, and she's still not getting it. Like, she kind of like tapped it with her hand.
Get this thing out of my face.
Yeah. And then like the manager that actually brought the plate out, he was like, "I think you need to lift that up right there." And
wow.
And then she lifted it up, and then she saw the ring. She's like, "Oh, shut the front door." And she's like, oh my God. And of course she started crying. I'm like, "Will you marry me?" She said, "Yeah." And everybody, like our table, the 3 tables around us, like everybody just started cheering and clapping and stuff.
Oh man, that's dope.
And so it was dope in that regard. Like, it was dope. It was dope. I just wish I had loved ones, like my loved ones and her loved ones. That's the only thing. If I can go back, I would have done that for sure.
So how many times did it take for her to get the hint? Like, they just kept pointing it 4 times, 5 times?
At least 2 to 3. It was like, "Nah, right there." I picked that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything worked out good. I just wish I could have had like family.
So did you like take the after she picked up the napkin? Did you grab the box and then open it up for her?
If I'm not mistaken, the box was already open.
Okay.
The box was already open. So as soon as she pulled the napkin up, she saw.
She almost lost it right then and there. Huh? That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. That means I was going to ask you I seen on Twitter, they're talking about, on this thread, they're talking about it's lazy to propose on a holiday, which I did. I proposed on Christmas. It is my girl's birthday on Christmas, though. But I was thinking, like, nah, I don't think that's lazy. I don't know. What you think, man?
It could be deemed as lazy, but I mean, if you're doing on a birthday or on Christmas and it's the same day for your girl, it's just another part of Christmas or another part of her birthday that she's gonna remember forever. She's gonna remember. I'm not exactly sure. What's up, fellas? See, we got the other two boys over there. So see, it's just gonna be like say if it was her 31st birthday or whatever, she's always gonna remember that the man of my dreams got down on one knee for me on my 31st birthday.
Yeah,
So in that regard, I think it's dope. I guess you could deem it lazy if you really wanted to, but I don't.
I think it's convenient. To be real, I think it's smart. You get all the family members already there. Mm-hmm. You get all the loved ones usually already there. Most people are really dressed up already anyways.
Yeah.
It's going to be food, so you ain't got to get no food.
Yeah.
I think that's a smart man decision, if you ask me.
Yeah. I think stuff like that, like, is only whack, like, and that's not even a holiday.
Hold on.
I think it's whack if you propose at somebody's wedding or at somebody's, like, bachelor party. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's like you taking that day and that moment and making it about you and your love.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah, and today we're here to celebrate these two and their love. And so I think it's okay. I would never ask anyone to do that, but I think the only way you can get that off is if you're asking, you know, the people that's wedding it is like if you want to do it at mine, be like, hey Mike, is it cool if I propose to my girl at your wedding reception?
What'd you say?
I think I would say no because I wouldn't want anything. For me, if it was like just something to celebrate me, like, hey bro, like we all gonna be, if it was my birthday, like say it's like my 35th, I'm only 32, so let me not do that. Say it's like a milestone birthday for me, and we throwing like this big birthday party.
Yeah.
And there you like, Mike, everybody gonna be dressed up. My wife, my girl will never suspect it. We all gonna be dressed up anyway, like then I would say yeah, but because it's my wedding reception and this day, the wedding day is about the bride, and I'd be like, because it's about her, I would say no. But if it was just my thing, then I would say yeah.
I think it's almost offensive to ask. Like, it's really like
I agree.
It's a huge deal. Like
Yeah,
weddings
yeah.
are, I mean, probably top 3 in people's lives and stuff like that. But if you ask me on my wedding day, I'd probably just ask you to do it in the parking lot or something. Like, yo, take the whole thing outside after I take off from my little, my little vacation, whatever it may be.
What's that, man?
Y'all got helmets over there? What y'all doing?
You got the Paw Patrol helmet? Yeah. Okay, take it back in the room for me.
Oh, double trouble over here. Hey, take it in the room. Take it in the room. Come on, big guy, go in the room. Go in the room. They invading the pod right now. They want to make it their own. You know how it goes.
They said it's the son's pod today. Not even the dad pod, the son's pod.
We ain't talking Phoenix either.
Facts.
Yeah. Hey, I'm happy for Chris Paul, by the way. That's random, but I do keep on winning, man. Hopefully get in the playoffs or something, man.
I just Derek had to just tell me today. Last I looked at the standings, they was in first place. I know we only what 5 or 6 games in.
Yeah.
But last I checked, they were like 5. They probably like 5-2 now. But when I looked, they were 5-1.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they don't beat the Lakers, I would love to see him win the playoff series, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You see how he's getting at Paul George or Devin Booker?
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
I like it.
I kind of feel bad for Paul George. Everybody's testing him now. Like,
I do too, but it is what it is. They already know they don't want no smoke with Kawhi. Everybody
he's not
Kawhi will lock me up. I know I can't check Kawhi. And really, Paul George, everybody that's really chirping at him except Devin Booker, he'll not lock them up, but he'll give them a hard day.
You remember what Seth Curry said to him, right? You ever seen that?
I do. I remember the altercation. I remember what he said.
Yeah, I ain't gonna repeat it word for word, but he called him like B word.
Yeah.
He called him. So I was like, man, I don't know, maybe because he showed some weakness in the playoffs or something, but dude's been trying him.
Well, Paul George said that himself. He said I didn't get this the first 10 years of my career. I think because of last year, people felt like they can get at me like this. Which I mean, hey, y'all did what y'all did last year, and it is what it is. Kawhi is a champ, a 2-time champ, and he was the MVP both times. So people already are gonna be like cautious to really come at him. And then Kawhi don't really say nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Paul George is a dude. He seems like he keep to himself, but I guess people.
And I feel like he feeds into it when people talk trash to him. He kind of like he went back and forth on Twitter with what's his name with Dame. That was something. I feel like Kawhi probably wouldn't do that. He might have his media team reach out to them personally. But yeah, man, Paul George hopefully gets it right, man. He's doing so far so good.
Hopefully. It's going to take a lot for them to redeem themselves, bro. Unless they win a championship, people are always going to talk about the fact that they had this super team that didn't even make the conference finals and they blew a 3-1 lead. The only thing that can erase that stigma and get that up off of them is winning a championship. Not even really winning a Western Conference final. Well, maybe if they win the maybe if they make it to the finals. Yeah. But for sure, winning the ring will erase all of that.
You think Doc Rivers would have stayed had Paul George made his daughter?
Nah, because
it would have worked a little better team chemistry. You think it had nothing to do with it that his daughter and all that, If you don't know, anybody don't know, Paul George cheated on his head coach's daughter.
His former head coach,
with his former head coach's daughter with a stripper. Yeah, you can't make some of this stuff up, man. It's hilarious.
And I mean, that's probably part of the reason why Seth Curry got at him that way, because that's Seth Curry's wife now, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
man.
that's Seth Curry's wife now. So
Okay,
he probably
it's
like,
all connected.
I'm gonna get some get back from my girl. You know what I'm saying?
Now he plays for his stepdad.
Exactly.
But would you work for your stepdad? Not your stepdad, your father-in-law.
I mean, if the opportunity's right, yeah. Because I mean, essentially, that's his coach. He don't work for him. He worked for whoever the owner of the team is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would work for and I wouldn't mind I was about to say we gotta have a good relationship, but nah. As long as the opportunity's right and the paycheck is right, then yeah, I'm gonna go rock out. I'm gonna go rock out with you.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like it's too close, too close to family. I don't like working with family for me. Like sometimes I feel like I might just say something like, hey, leave me alone for a little bit or something. He probably feels like he can say anything to me just because I'm his his son-in-law. So I don't know.
I feel it. I don't know. I think. Yeah, as long as the opportunity's right, I think I'd rock out. It would be interesting though. Would be a little tricky. What you gonna say?
So was that Trev, that Featherly dynamic?
Interesting.
Oh man, the brother-in-law.
That's a little different because they started off as just coach and player, and it evolved into them being brother-in-laws.
Yeah. And even before the brother-in-law, they were kind of close as it is.
Yeah,
so.
they were. If anything, that made things tricky in their relationship.
Yeah.
They was always cool, even when, in my opinion, even when the other two, when Devin and Mike would kind of feel a way about Featherly, I feel like Trevor was the kind of the level head one that was like, bro, he's just being a hard coach. Like, it ain't nothing out of the ordinary. He's just being a coach that's holding us accountable.
Yeah, Trev loyal, man. He loyal.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Trev.
Trev is built different, bro. He's not, and I think that comes from who his dad and his uncles and his older cousin is. But Trev is different. He is not at all like his peers and like the people in his age group. Not at all. Not at all. Trev is different.
He always carried himself a little different. Bro.
Trev is something like, bro, I'm 32. I think Trev is only like 20.
He's got to be at least 21 by now. 22 maybe?
I think he is 21 by now. I think I am 10 years older than him. See, I think he is 22. I would kick it with Trev, bro. Trev is a real one,
a couple times.
I never have, but I would. And we live like right down the street from each other. I be telling him all the time, like, fam, we don't never get up. Not all the time. I told him a couple times.
It is line, bro, right there.
Yeah.
Cool as hell. His mom's super cool. Shout out Pam.
It's funny. I met his mom. When I was a junior in high school. Because I was shout out his older sister Ariana. I was dating one of her friends at the time, and we all went to homecoming. Like usually all the dudes go get dressed in one house, and all the girls go get dressed in another house. I was a little bit older than them, so I came already dressed and just like picked up my girl, and then we went over to Trev's house. And that was actually the first night I met Trev before even basketball. I met Trev as just like a little dude because he had a crush on my girlfriend at the time. And so when I came in, he was looking at her like, oh my god, and then looking at me like, yo, you got her? But yeah, I met Trev like way.
He was giving you mad props.
And like
already,
I said, and I'm 10 years older than him, so at the time he was probably 7. He was probably like 8 or 9, because I was on like 18, 19.
Bro, been a ladies man, huh?
Oh yeah.
I feel like kids that age probably think girls are still yucky, whatever they be saying.
Oh nah. Trev been in the game. Trev been in the game. Oh, you see, did you see D Wade playing against his son, playing 1-on-1 against his son?
Yeah, I seen that. I seen D Wade's son get mad. What did he say something about if we was playing all jumpers, I'd beat you or something like that?
Yeah.
That kind of soft if you ask me. If that was my son, I might hit him with the Denzel Washington Ray Allen move and start bullying him.
And see, that was gonna be my question. What age do you think you'll be or your kids will be when you can the only way you can score on them is by posting them up? Because I don't think that's the only. D Wade's one of the best basketball players and for sure one of the best 2 guards of all time.
He's still a premier athlete at whatever age, 37.
And that's what I'm saying. He didn't have to only play bully ball and back him down, but
I think he was trying to send a message.
Yeah,
probably.
it was like, bro, I'm still way bigger and stronger than you. Like, I ain't even got to pull out my whole arsenal to really beat you. I can just post you up. But how old do you think you'll be when you have to post your kids up?
I think probably mid-40s, because what am I?
Just walk through, you good.
30 now. I'm 30 now, and my oldest is 3. So in my mid-40s, he'll probably be in his teens and stuff like that. He'll probably be an athlete. Who knows? I mean, but I think by 45, there's no way I'm blowing past any kid. I'm going to put that 245 pound into use. I'm definitely not trying to run up and down. These old knees of mine at that age.
See, Baron, I'll probably always be able to post him up because we both just gonna be skinny dudes with no weight on us. But if this dude want to hoop,
yeah, Max a heavyweight, man.
He already a heavyweight. He for sure gonna be posting me up one day.
Man, he might have to get in the ring or something. He got heavy hands. Look at him.
My guy.
Speaking about boxing, I started Muay Thai the other day.
You started Muay Thai?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's just fun, bro. It's dope. Super dope, man.
I've been wanting to not really honestly, I'm thinking capoeira. That's the one that's like dancing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Muay Thai. I'm not sure.
Muay Thai is more like it's like kickboxing, but like the Thailand version of it.
Okay. Yeah,
Elbows,
yeah.
knees, kicks, punches. It's kickboxing, but it's brutal, man. Like my first day, man, I was hurting.
Yeah?
I was super sore. Yeah, we only did it for like an hour, 15 minutes. I was so gassed.
What was the first day like?
The first day was like we did little simple warm ups, and then we did a lot of pad work. That wasn't too hard, learning combos, learning the footwork, stuff like that. And then we started doing some defensive drills. And like for Muay Thai, one of the biggest things is like you can't show pain whenever you're fighting your opponent because that shows like a sign of weakness. So what he did was like I'm gonna see let's go. It's called the game was called how many licks to the Tootsie Roll, whatever that one old commercial was. So he basically would kick me until I say, okay, enough is enough. So I put my left leg out, and he kicked me like 8 times, bro. And he wasn't even kicking me full force, like maybe 40%. I almost fell over at the 7th or 8th time. I was like, okay, I'm tapped out, I'm done. And then he's like, okay, now it's your turn. He put on this giant shin pad. He's like, okay, I'm gonna show you how you're supposed to react when someone kicks you in Muay Thai. I kicked him like 20 times, bro. I kept kicking him to the point my inner heel got tired, or whatever this area in your foot is between your toenail, your toes, and your calf. Kicked him with that, and I was probably like 20 kicks in. I had to tap out. I was hurting, and he got thighs of steel, man. I was like, my goodness, this is a different sport.
See, I never wanted to get into that, even though with all people learning all these different things, it's probably a good idea to. But I always just wanted to do boxing. I did boxing a little bit when I was in LA, just because my cousin was boxing. I just did a little bit with him. I actually learned a lot, especially after doing that. I was like, okay, I can. I already felt like I knew how to fight, but after that, I was like, I really got hands now. Yeah. But now I've always wanted to get into boxing, man. I've only done, like, I went to a couple of classes, like, at different gyms before, and 2 different gyms, 2 different classes, and both times, both of the box. On one hand, I feel like they was gassing me. On the other hand, I was like, okay, well, maybe two different people said it. It must be true. But both of them were like, yo, you seem like you're naturally talented at this, bro. Like, you should get into boxing.
Yeah.
And so other than me just wanting to learn how to do it and then getting kind of like a unofficial cosign from 2 different trainers, I was like, I might want to get into this. And then actually, I don't know if you follow her on Instagram. Her name is Mitt Queen.
Nah, I don't.
She got like 100. She's from here in San Diego. She's got like 100,000 followers. But she's essentially, I'm pretty sure, just a boxing trainer.
Okay, that's dope, bro. You should reach out to her, man. I'm telling you.
And I was about to say I'm bringing it up because I'm supposed to be interviewing her on Monday.
Okay.
I'm doing a link up show with her on Monday. I'm gonna go to her gym, set up shop, and talk to her about everything. And it's funny because I was showing her the quiche, and I'm always telling wifey, like, you know what I'm saying, when my next move is about to be. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I've been following this lady on Instagram for a little bit. She got like 100,000 followers. I'm like, her name is Mitt Queen, and my wife, born and raised in San Diego. She's like, oh yeah, I went to school with her.
No way.
I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I went to school with her. And this lady's trained like mad boxers that's verified on Instagram, like boxers that the whole boxing world know.
Wow.
They've come to the gym and trained with
her. That's
before.
Gonna be a dope interview right there.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. And actually, after we booked the interview and set the time, and like 2 minutes later, maybe she sent me a message. She was like, "Be ready," because I talk a lot of shit. She was like, "So be ready. The interview might go somewhere." I was like, "Oh no, that's what I like."
I ain't never seen a quiet boxing trainer.
You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you got to do.
That's super.
Go ahead and do
bro.
it. I can't wait.
Yeah, man, you might have to try to get into it, man, because it's like for me, it's like probably it's a different type of conditioning. Like my first day, we didn't go too hard, but I was gassed after like 20 minutes of just like just doing like punching back, stuff like that, hand work, and on top of that, Muay Thai does a lot of kicking too. So like my hips were like sore after like 15 minutes of kicking. So I think it'll help me a lot when it comes to like jumping, running, and all that stuff, just being more flexible. So
see, man, I really want to learn. Cause from what the trainers have told me, I ain't done much, but like they told me my reflexes and reaction and my head movement are good, but I don't know. Like I ain't never. I ain't never got a compliment about like my hand speed. And of course, definitely not about my power. Like I know, I know I ain't got power, but I really want to. I really want to do the training. I really want to spar a couple of times, and I actually might even. Wifey wouldn't be happy about it, but I even want to like do an exhibition fight, of course, against somebody my height and weight. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been wanting to box for the longest time, bro. For real,
it's dope, man. Like my coach was trying to tell me. I don't know if he was gassing me or not, but he was telling me like, hey, man, for somebody that's never done this before, you kind of good. You ever think about like getting into like being an amateur and stuff? I was like, nah, I don't know about that. And we sparred a little bit, and he hit me like kind of hard, like maybe like 50%. And that's when I realized these dudes, man, I don't know if I'm cut to be an amateur fighter, man. These dudes getting hit in the face for how much? I don't know if it's in me, man. Because anything can happen, man. You see my guy Nate Robb, man.
Yeah, man.
You never know,
see, that's
man.
the thing.
You think you're nice until you meet somebody that like lives this thing.
And that's what I was gonna say. Boxing is the one sport that if you've never practiced it, if you've never trained in it, if you go against someone who has, you're gonna get washed.
Yeah, you're gonna
get hurt. It ain't like if you're a natural athlete, like if somebody like Deion Sanders or even Nate Robinson. If Nate Robinson, well, he was in the NBA and played college football.
Let's say he went to baseball or something like that. I feel like he'd be all right in the outfield.
J.R. Smith. Say if J.R. Smith wanted to go run routes against what's like an amateur football player, like a collegiate DB. Yeah. He's gonna get locked up more than likely, but he might slip away. He might get open and might make a catch. There, you could envision a possibility where that might happen. If there is any athlete, professional or not, that's never done any type of training in boxing and goes against someone who has, you're gonna get washed.
Oh, they're gonna get hurt.
It's just one of those sports. Like you can't just walk into that thinking like, "Well, I've been fighting all my life," or "I've been tough all my life." Boxing don't work that way.
Nah, street fighting and actual professional fighting, two completely different things.
Way different. Like, and it showed. Nate Robb was in there leading with his head. His hands was low, and that's why he got knocked out.
And it's things like that. I feel like if you're gonna do something like that, you can't just go after like 6 months of training, whatever it may be. No. You better be training for a couple of years because most of these fighters have been doing it for half their lives, and they know everything about it. Just like if some random dude that's been playing basketball for 6 months come up to one of us and be like, "Oh, I could take you." We're gonna laugh at him. We're gonna just maybe toy with him a little bit, but we're gonna end up destroying him at the end of the day. I think that's what happened with Nate Robb. He got kind of exposed fighting against somebody that he probably shouldn't have been fighting in the first place.
And dude ain't he not no Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather, but like I said, he's been training for years. Yeah. And he's had a few fights, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Not, what I'm saying, not professionally for no belts or nothing.
I mean, if you train for like 6 years, you're gonna be in a lot of different fights, a lot of sparring, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He know what he doing, man. He'll hurt everybody in this room right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You hear about let's go with another parenting topic. It was a few weeks ago, but we didn't pot it in a little bit. Did you see when what Lavar Ball said to his sons about like being NBA players and beating their girl? I
think I remember, but you have to remind me something about they all gonna be hoes or something like that.
That's exactly what he said. I don't know if he's already told Lonzo that because Lonzo was with the girl that he was with in high school.
So that's dope. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I've been a big supporter of the Ball family. And I watched the show. I'm a few episodes behind, but I watched the show on Facebook as well.
Relax.
But yeah, he essentially told his boys that
what's up, man?
Because you're in the NBA and you're gonna meet your girl either at the arena or at an after party or something. Yeah. The girl you meet is gonna be a hoe. Like just straight up, the girl you meet is gonna be a hoe. How you feeling about that?
I feel like it's kind of messed up, man. Like it's like you putting all the women like that in a category. I feel like that's up to the player. Like if you go to places where there's gonna be hoes, obviously women is always trying to want you for your money. But I feel like you can go to certain areas and look for wholesome women. Like I feel like they're not that big of celebrities where everybody knows exactly who they are. I feel they can go to like quiet areas and look for women there. They don't have to go to the nightclub and and go get with whatever chick they see there first. I mean, obviously women gonna try to get with them, but I think it's kind of messed up. Not all of them are gonna be hoes. Not all of them.
Yeah, you can't. I guess you can't outright make blanket statements like that.
You can go find yourself a doctor or something like that. Like I don't think it would be that hard for LaMelo to go to the park or wherever. Maybe I don't know where you find female doctors hanging out and shit like that.
I mean, but
wherever y'all hang out at.
But anywhere, like anywhere, because people that make good money like to hang out in spaces with other people that make good money.
You can run to a business owner or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. But no. I feel. I mean, like I said, you can't make blanket statements like that. But I feel LeVar. It's like, bro, you're a multi-millionaire. And a lot of these girls hang around in spaces where they know you and your teammates and you and your peers are going to be, hoping to get chosen.
I would have been a little bit more cautious the way I said it.
For sure.
I would have been.
Hey, don't
maybe
touch that,
like,
man. Don't touch that.
I probably would have said like, "Hey, son, there's gonna be a lot of women after your money. Be very cautious with who you get with. Take your sweet time." I wouldn't say all these women hoes. I mean,
So basically, you wouldn't say that to your kids.
nah, man. I don't want to mess their brains up like that. They're gonna start treating women this type of way. If you ask me, if you start calling women out like that, they're gonna be like, all y'all women is hoes. I'd be mad if I found out my son was out in the clubs calling everybody a hoe and shit. I'm like, oh, come on, son. Like, you can spot a hoe when you see one if you teach your kid right. But you know, if LeVar is smart, he probably just teaches kids which women to select. You mean? No offense, LeVar.
Yeah, I mean,
Respectfully.
again, I got to be careful because I've always been the LeVar Ball defender and apologist. But like I said, I feel what he was trying to say. Like, I feel him. He was basically saying, be careful.
Yeah.
But
He just came about it in the LeVar Ball-esque way.
exactly.
Hey, chill out, player.
Exactly.
What else we got on the topic today?
Master P and Baron Davis talking about buying Reebok.
Hey, man, they do. I'm about to get every pair of AI ever. Every single pair.
And for me, and
The
for me,
Shaqs.
I'm gonna go. I forgot about the Shaqs. Wasn't Sean Kemp with? What was he?
I think it might have been Gary Payton that was with Reebok. I don't remember.
Not Gary Payton was with Nike. He had the gloves. I remember.
Oh,
with
he
the,
did
with
have
the
the
zipper in
okay,
the front.
yeah,
Yep.
okay.
But nah, if I just interviewed my man Brandon Ware from Trill Conscious. Y'all go check out that episode if you haven't already. But I was just telling him, I was like, bro, if that happens, I'm gonna strictly be in Trill Consciousness clothing and Reebok kicks. That's all I've been missing.
The Reebok Classics, I love those things.
You know
man.
what I'm saying? I got a pair at the crib.
Reebok Classics go hard. Oh, I need me an all black pair right there.
All I've been missing, I mean, I'm not, I don't got all of that on today, but all I've been missing from being in black on clothing from head to toe is the kicks, bro.
Oh yeah,
That's
man.
it.
And Reebok got some fly kicks, man. Like the first 3 or 4 pairs of AIs go crazy. They kind of fell off for a little bit in the mid 2000s. Who they had John Wall for a little bit, late 2000s.
With the zig tags.
Those was ugly. But all the old stuff like what do you call those? They're not like runner shoes, but they kind of look like running shoes. The Reeboks.
Let's say with the shocks in the back, the Boeing was Vince
Yeah.
Carter. Was he with Reebok?
No, that was Nike. That was Nike Shocks.
Okay, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But they do got some ill stuff like from the 90s, and especially Shaqs. Like the first couple pairs of Shaqs.
Hypnosis or whatever
Oh
they was
yeah,
called.
they go crazy.
Yeah,
They go crazy.
Super dope.
Shout out Master P, man. He like no one really gives him his flowers, bro. I feel like Master P is one of those dudes like we should be held in the same light as like Jay-Z and Diddy and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like I feel like even Birdman gets a little bit more respect than Master P.
And
He's
I think
a real entrepreneur right there.
1000%.
I
And
love Master P.
I think the only reason for that is because he didn't play the game the way they did, and he didn't want to submit his stuff to Forbes every year so you can know exactly what he did in the business and all of that. But Master P been making millions for 20 years, 25 years now.
He's
bro.
doing his thing, man. He got so many different types of businesses, from like clothing lines to music labels to food companies. Man, I think he got like an auto shop or something like that.
So, like he got a gas station.
Yeah, man.
Like,
He had that noodles when he was selling ramen noodles or whatever it was called. I need to find a way to get those, to be real. Yeah, man, on top of that, he like the neighborhood hero, man. He like was a ball player. He obviously was a rapper. Everybody know that from. He owned a record label. Dude was an actor. He
That's
did
what
it
I'm
all.
saying. He's lived every life, bro.
He did it all, man. And some of his movies was even bad.
I mean, our community's been working on changing that stigma of like, oh, only things that we gonna do is play ball and be on TV and rap and all of that. But as far as all those hood dreams, he did all of them to the fullest extent, bro.
Yeah, any given game too. Like
Exactly.
to the young cats, like he's talking about financial literacy. I'm actually got his book on my Amazon card. I need to buy that next. But he doing his thing, man. Like, respect Master P. He's what's his name? Romeo, is that his name? He's teaching Romeo the game too. He's owning a bunch of stuff. Like he buying a bunch of land, all types of crazy stuff.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
That's
like
what it's
he's
about.
passing it on.
That's what it's about. Guys like Master P, like E40, like
Jay Prince,
Jay Prince. I was his name was getting away from me, but yeah, him too. Like
Bun B.
Yep.
Ice Cube too. I mean, I got a lot of respect for Ice Cube, man. Like people say he sold out, but if you ask me, man, that dude was doing whatever he wants. He followed his dream, got
He didn't
himself.
sell out, bro.
I hate when people say that, to
He
be
didn't
real.
sell
Like,
That's why I was happy when he went on the Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne was saying, he's like, oh, people say that you're not hood because like you didn't gangbang, and you never you never did this, and you never robbed this guy, or you never and Ice Cube was like, I'm so sick of hearing that, man. He was like, that stuff is criminal activity. It's like, just because I didn't engage in criminal activity don't mean I'm hood. Like,
don't make you not tough or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like that. I never liked that. I never liked that. I've heard, and it sucks because I've heard some of the most ignorant statements like that from our community. I guess I won't say his name because, I mean, we're not even cool no more, but I guess I'll still stall him out. But one of my former good friends, never forget, he said to me my freshman year in high school, he told me I wasn't a real black person because, and this is a black dude saying this. And again, he came back the next day and apologized and was like, that was stupid. I shouldn't have said that. But it always stuck with me. He was like, you're not a real black person because you got both parents at home. And I was like, what? What? And in fact, fast forward, come to find out, and no disrespect to anybody about where you're from. Like, you can't control where you were born and where you grow up. That's up to your parents. But this is a dude, because I got both parents in my house, telling me I'm not a real black person. And this dude was born in Poway and grew up in Escondido. Like me, I was born in East Side Long Beach, then moved to South Central LA, and then moved to Southeast Dago before I made it to Escondido.
I don't know if he knows, but there's plenty of, messed up drug dealers and, gangsters that got 2-parent households around here. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't validate anything. Dame
Dash talk about how good his life was growing up and how he was a model and how he went to the smart school and all that. And you ain't finna tell Dame Dash that he ain't hood or whatever.
If you listen to Pac, you can't say a single word. Like, Pac is another one of those dudes. Like he
went to performing arts school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then got Thug Life tatted on his stomach.
That reminds me.
You gonna tell Pac he not hood?
Wait, one of my cousins when I first moved to the suburbs, because once my mom finally got her Section 8 approved, we moved to the suburbs. It was like a nice little cul-de-sac. You seen that old house I used to live in? I remember my cousin came from back in Nebraska. He called me one day. He's like, man, we might have to take your black car, man. You live in the suburbs now. I was so salty. I was like, man, I don't even know why I was mad. I should have been like, you know what, so what? I live in a good neighborhood now. I ain't got to worry about all that craziness no more. I was low-key insulted. I was like, man, how you going to say I'm not from the hood because I live in the suburbs now?
And see, for me, like, as a kid, we would say silly things like that. We would say stuff like if somebody spoke the way I speak and strive to speak now, like you're saying ERs and INGs at the end of the word, and people say that you talk like a white boy, that you whitewash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I got caught up in that as a kid, like saying that about people and just being ignorant and being a silly young person. But as a fully developed adult, still with those ideas and those thoughts and ideologies, it's like, bro, grow up.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but sometimes it still stings when people say stupid shit like that. Like, it shouldn't, though, because you should be proud to be like, yo, I don't live in the hood anymore. Like, the whole point is to get out. Like, you shouldn't want to glorify living there forever. And I got family members that are like, oh, yeah, this is where I was born, this is where I'm going to stay. I'm looking at them like, you don't want to get out. Like,
yeah.
Why you want to stay there so bad?
Like, why would you, like, you think about, for me anyway, and and don't get it twisted. We lived in Southeast Dago, but we, you know what I'm saying, we had a 3-bedroom house with a garage and a backyard, like, and a front yard. Lived on a cul-de-sac. I mean, we lived in the hood, but our neighborhood and our street was cool, bro. Like, it was good. Dang, I forgot why I brought all that up. Oh no, but like even living there, like, and you think about some of the stuff that you did as a kid and some of the ghetto fun that you have to make, whether we was playing basketball on shopping carts or on telephone poles or you know what I'm saying, with drinking out the water hose or whatever you was doing, and it was fun. I mean, I
made the most out of the situation,
right? But then you think back on it and you like, I wouldn't necessarily want my kids to have to do those things. Like, I want to be able to just buy my kid a basketball court. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean you look down on anybody because they elevate out of that situation. Like, that's foolish.
And I feel like that's where people look at Master P. Like, yo, he left the hood and he kind of went corporate real early and left that type of game alone. And like, he's not like the Gucci's, the Birdmans, all that stuff. You never gonna see him with like 1,500 chains, stuff like that. Like, you be seeing him in suits all the time. Like, he's in corporate meetings. Like, he kind of did the whole thing a little earlier than Hov a little bit. But people looking down at Master P, he won't give him his flowers, man. You gotta give dudes like that respect.
Speaking of busting business moves, LeBron is in talk. Baron, go back over there for me, bro. Go back over there. LeBron is in talks to buy the Atlanta Dream. Did you see that?
Yeah, I heard about that, man.
The lady, so I guess one of the owners of the Atlanta Dream, was running for office in Atlanta, and she don't rock with the Black Lives Matter movement out there in Atlanta. And she, like I said, she owns a part of the Atlanta Dream in the WNBA.
And they're really big behind that Black Lives Matter. WNBA.
Absolutely.
Huge.
The WNBA go harder than the NBA does, actually.
Every sports league, to be real.
Yeah. I mean, except the NFL.
Maybe in the other order, the other way.
Right. But yeah, LeBron put it out there today that he putting a team together to try to purchase the Atlanta Dream, and that'd be dope. If LeBron could still be an active player in the NBA and own a WNBA team, that'd be legendary.
It'd definitely bring more buzz to WNBA. I think we need more of that type of stuff.
I think once things get a little bit more back to normal, and I don't know how they will make it work with the money and all of that with like the TV deals, but it blows my mind that it doesn't blow my mind, but if I wish that the NBA would do more to help the WNBA and to shed more light on them. Like, I don't see how when you got an NBA doubleheader, why can't one of those games be a WNBA game?
I was just thinking that. You know what it remind me of? Not to cut you off, but remember in high school where the girls varsity played before the boys varsity?
Yeah.
I think they should do something like that where and it doesn't force you to watch the game, but you kind of have to see like, oh, what's going on before this. You know, you might peep in a little bit more often because there's like 10 minutes left in the WNBA game and your favorite team playing right after. I think, you know, it gives it more views if you ask me.
Yeah, or if like why can't the Atlanta Dream or why can't the LA Sparks play a 4:30 game and then the Lakers play a 7:30 game? You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
Like I don't
know, man. I'm
sure there's a bunch of Aaron.
Because they don't play the same seasons.
I know, but that's a problem too, though. Why can't they play the same season? I guess that would. I don't know. It's a bunch of stuff about those situations that I don't know about. So maybe I'm talking out of turn, but I do feel like the NBA could be doing more to shed light and to help the WNBA.
It definitely feels like they're leaving them out to dry. Like, you know, I feel like when you watch an NBA commercial, you don't see like a promotion for WNBA on the side or. Like you'll see like a broadcasting thing, and they don't shout out the WNBA at all. Like it's kind of different.
And I mean, and again, it's one of the many things that he was doing and why it hurt, why we lost him so early. But that's one thing Kobe was doing.
Yeah,
Kobe was doing his best to shed light on the WNBA.
Yeah, he was definitely.
You could say it's self-serving because you know his daughter is a female basketball player that plans to play in the WNBA. But so what?
But he was supporting a lot of girls too. Like
It ain't like he was doing it for the wrong reasons. It ain't like it was just like he didn't care about the WNBA or the players.
He wasn't just coaching his daughter. Like he was coaching like multiple girls teams.
Yeah,
like,
he had a whole sports academy.
And just girls teams. Like, he wasn't even coaching boys teams like that. He'll work out like, you know, guys every once in a while. But his whole main focus was like girls basketball. And he was putting them on big time. Like the whole Mamba Academy was mostly girls basketball. Like I had so many different teams in there.
I met the film crew that was covering that worked at his sports academy and that was covering some of the stuff him and his daughter was doing, and it was like and they were telling me like I'm sure people could see just from TV, but it wasn't just because like the cameras were around or because it's his daughter. Like he goes hard, bro. It was like it was times when we'd show up like we don't have to be there to film until 9 a.m.
Yeah,
and Kobe been in there getting his girls a full sweat since 7. Like the same way like all them stories you hear about like people like, oh, I want to work with Kobe. Kobe said beat her at 5 and that nigga was there at 3. He did the same thing for the girls that he was training and coaching, bro.
Wow. Man, shout out girl dads, man, to be real. Shout out all girl dads. Hopefully I'll get me a girl sooner or later.
Y'all not done? Y'all gonna have another one?
Oh, we gotta have 3.
You gotta have 3.
Can't end on an even number.
Why is that?
I don't know, I just made that up.
I feel it. But yeah, you want to talk to Mike Max?
He got it. Go ahead, man.
I wanted to have I still kind of want to have a daughter, but wifey said it's a wrap.
No more?
Wifey said it's a wrap.
Come on, man.
And then this last pregnancy wasn't the easiest for us either.
I can respect that.
Yeah. Well, let me say for her. Let me not try to put myself in that.
I mean, you was there. You played a part.
Yeah. What you want to say?
You jealous?
Nothing.
Mine too. Yeah, I definitely want to have one more, man. I wish I could. I mean, not wish, but I kind of would want a bigger family, maybe 4 or 5. But I don't have the energy for that type of stuff, man. It's a lot of work.
Nah. And see, I was even thinking that, like, if wifey told me today, like, all right, I'm down. Let's try it. Let's try for a little girl. I'll be juiced. But the fact that she said we done, I'm not complaining about that.
How you feel about adoption?
I don't know if I'm with that. Not at this point. Not at this point.
Yeah. I feel like I'm thinking about it one of these days. Cause one of my best friends in like elementary school was adopted, and he was telling me like, you know, that.
Can you hand me one of the microphones?
Like,
I thought it was one on the table. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, one of my homies back in elementary school, he told me when we was kids, I think we were like 5th grade. He was telling me like when he finally got adopted, he was like in 3rd or 4th grade. That was like the best day of his life. He's like, you know what? I wish every single like family that can't have kids adopt one child. I was like, man, that's deep. We in 5th grade. I didn't even think about it like that until I was an adult. I was like, man, they really changed his life. Just one kid. I'm not too sure if my girl would be down, but I think I would want to adopt one day. I could change one kid's life. I think I'd be okay.
Maybe one day. But see, in all honesty, I fall into, and I guess you wouldn't feel that way because after you adopt, that's your kid. But I know, and I feel guilty sometimes when I'm with Baron and I got my nieces and nephews with me. Or I'm sorry, I don't have them with me, but we're all in the same house at the same time. And I'll be like, hey, Baron, come on, let's get up and we'll go to the park. And I'll leave my niece and nephew in the house. Or hold on, Baron. Or I'll be out shopping and I'll only bring something back for my son. And then when I get there, it's other kids like sitting right there watching me give him this stuff. And it's really unfortunate to them because their dad's not around.
That's tough.
And see, on the one hand, I'll be like, that's not cool. Like, you got to do something for them too. But on the other hand, I'm like, there be times when I don't have enough money to get something for everybody, but I got enough money to get something for my kids, so I'm gonna get it.
Are they the same age group?
Somewhat, close enough. And see, I be feeling like I'm not finna rob my son or something because I feel bad for them, but then at the same time, I do be feeling bad for them. You know what I'm saying?
That's tough. Does the mother live with them at all?
Yeah, they mom live with them. They dad don't though.
Yeah, that might be her responsibility.
Absolutely it is. But I just know, and see for me, I feel like it's not wrong because I don't do that. Like I would never look at like one of my brothers or like my niece or nephew. I'm sorry, or anybody. I would never look at anybody sideways for buying something for their kid and not mine just because my kid is in the house. Like that's my kid. That's my responsibility. But I also feel when people are like, I mean, you could have though. I mean, they sitting right there. And see, but with that, I've learned to, like, I used to just come home like, hey, Baron, look what I got. And then the first couple of times seeing the look on these other kids' face, like, that ain't cool. So then I started pulling Baron, like, in the garage or pull him in the next room and show him the stuff that I got him. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget one time, bro. We had our last, Baron, sit down, man. We had our last apartment in, the last apartment we had in North Park in San Diego. And my wife's best friend's son, my wife's best friend and her son, who her son's name is Michael, they were at the house.
Cool kid, by the way.
Super dope. Super cool kid. They were at the house. And I went outside to take the trash, and I ended up talking to the neighbor, and I stayed outside for longer than I expected. And me not knowing that while I'm outside, my wife and her best friend, they also went outside to her best friend's car to go grab something. And so all the adults and little Michael, Keisha's friend's son, he's like 11 or 12, definitely old enough to look after Baron for a few minutes until an adult get back in the house. And I'm not knowing that it's just them in the house. And so when I get in there, Baron's crying because he's like, yo, where'd my parents go? Like, I thought they was coming right back. And this is a long-winded story, but I see Baron crying. And so I go over there, and I'm soothing. I'm picking him up. I'm bouncing him. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, Baron, it's okay. I'm like, Daddy's here. I'll never leave. Like, Daddy will always come right back. Daddy will always come right back. And little Michael, his dad lives out of state. And his dad, like, I mean, it's kind of hit or miss, but his dad, I feel really bad saying this, but his dad didn't come back, and he's sitting right there, and I just felt bad because he's old enough to know, like, to hear those words and to think to himself, oh, that's good for Baron, but my dad didn't come back. That kind of sucks. I wish my dad was
you said it in front of him?
Yeah. Ooh. And without even thinking. I'm just trying to soothe and comfort my son. So it's okay, Baron. Daddy always comes right back, and I'm bouncing him, and I just happen to look, and I say, I'm like, dang, I don't know if I should have said that right now.
I mean, it could, on the bright side, he could probably look at you as that. You know what? I can trust this guy right here. Like, he's real, like, man. But any New Year's resolutions, man?
Hold on, Baron.
Any changes? Any New Year, new me's?
I've decided I've made up my mind in 2020 that I am not going to worry about the non-supporters and the people that don't support me in the way that I would like for them to. I started off that way. I started off not really focusing on that, only focusing on the positive and not really tripping too much about fake support or fake love or no support at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know when it happened or how it happened, but I did find myself falling into that, like caring so much. But I've made up my mind in 2021 that I'm back to me. I'm back to my happy place. I'm back to my positivity. And whoever rock with me, that's great. And I'm gonna always like tell you and show you how much I appreciate it and how much it means to me. But I'm not gonna dwell on or care about the people that don't. Because to me, I take it away because to me, support is an action word. You can't just say that you support somebody.
Yeah.
It's like love. Like love and support are action words to me. Like don't just tell me you love me. Like it feels good to hear. If I know you love me and you always show it with the way you speak to me and the way if you always show love.
Yeah.
And you tell me you love me, that's cool. Like I know you do. But if you only tell me you love me, if you only tell me you support me and there's no action behind it, that ain't real to me. That's just lip service. That's just words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What it look like if I tell my wife I love her and I don't never show it. I don't never when she come home with hands full of stuff, if I don't never take something to make it easy for her when she walk in the door. Or I see her struggling with the kids and I just sit and I keep editing like, nah, my nigga, you got that. If I don't never put any effort forward to show love, she's not gonna believe that I love her. Love and support are action words, bro. And so I've kind of fallen into worrying about who really supports me and who really rocking with me. But I've made up my mind in 2021 that I got my blinders on, man. I got my focus. I got these shows I'm producing, my own personal shows. I got these other podcasts for other people that I'm producing and helping out with. And I'm going to just stay focused on me and the Flix Media Network and keep rocking. I'm not going to worry about...
Forget all that noise, man.
I'm going to forget all that noise, man. That's and see
on to bigger and better things in 2021,
Again,
man.
shout out to my guy at Trill Consciousness. That's why I love this hat and the Above the Noise collection so much. It's because I found it at a time...
the wordplay I just did.
I told him in the interview. I mean, I gotta watch that interview. It was really dope. Not to toot my own horn.
Nah, it was dope.
Talking about his brand. I appreciate you watching it too, bro.
Yeah, it was a dope ass interview.
That's why I like it so much because I found his brand at a time when I was all cloudy in my head and there was a bunch of noise in my head. And I seen that above the noise and I was like, you know what? That's where I need to be. I need to be above the noise. And so I've kind of like refocused and recalibrated. In 2021, I'm back above the noise.
Dope, man. That's really good.
What about you?
I feel like I started ended 2020 on a good foot, eating healthier and just going back to doing things that I love for me. But my 2021 New Year's resolution is continue to do the same thing, be more consistent. But personally, I probably just like to say I love you more to my peoples. Like I feel like that's a word. Like I've never really said to a lot of people like that. Like outside of my girl, I don't even be saying to my own brothers and my sisters like that. So. I feel like 2020 we lost a lot of people. You know, I lost a couple people close to me. So what I want to do is just say like I love you to my peoples. Like just say it. Obviously I show love all the time, but for me I definitely need to say it more. Like growing up how I grew up, my parents never really said that to us. Like our culture was kind of different. We never really said I love you like that. Or like my siblings, I think I probably told them maybe 2 or 3 times each that I love them. And they just started recently happening like last year. But what I want to do is tell my homies, all the people close to me, my brothers, sisters, everybody else that I love them. Really, that's about it for me. Yeah, because 2020 showed me like, man, you know, no one's invincible. You can get got. You know, for sure. We lost a lot of people, like people that I never thought would be gone. Like I'm like, what? A lot of crazy shock with that. So give people the flowers when you get the chance, man. Tell everybody you love your homies. That's it for me. Keep working hard and never stop grinding.
That's dope, man. I actually told myself after we lost Nip, I told myself, and I remember even tweeting it, like I told myself after we lost Nip that I was going to start telling all my people, all my homies, whether we blood related or not, like if I love you, I'm going to tell you I love you. And to be real, I did it with a couple people and I felt like they was like, a couple of the homies, and it was like, whoa, like,
Yeah.
all right, that was kind of weird. But I've never been on that like, oh no homo or pause because the bro tell me love. Like matter of fact, I just seen your last night. Your put up on us last night.
Oh, word, okay.
And when he left, he was like, I love you, bro, and I was like, I love you, boy.
Oh, he
and
said
we
it
pulled
first?
up. Yeah.
Yeah, he
And
been
I was
saying
like,
a lot too lately,
see,
man.
my nigga, like
Yeah.
I rock with that type of energy, and that's what I'm on, bro.
He much
Like,
better than me in saying it, man. He been saying he's headed to me first before I ever said it to him. I was like, man, if a little bro could say it, man, I got to be able to say it to my people, man. Like my cousin was one of the first ones to start saying it to me. Like he came out the pen, he was just like, yo, man, I just want to tell everybody I love him. Like I ain't seen you in so long. And it kind of stuck with him. Like he'll tell me every time we get off the phone, I love you, bro. I was like, man, I could say it to him, but I might as well start saying it to everybody else, man.
Me and Ace Boogie used to say it. He actually called me on New Year's.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
I didn't pick it up.
Oh, you gotta pick up them phone. You call him back? I feel it.
I think I might.
You'll
I
get-
just
you'll
didn't
get
want to. I didn't want to start my year off. I didn't know how the conversation was gonna go. I didn't know because I felt like at the time, like the last time we spoke, he wasn't. Baron, stay over there. You don't come and sit with me?
Yes.
Come on. I felt like he wasn't. Come sit right here.
Speaking about yours, he just called me right now.
I felt like at the time, last time we spoke, he wasn't mature enough. Last time we spoke, he wasn't mature enough, like for the conversation and for like real apologies to be made and for us to move forward.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, that happened, but I don't remember it happening that way. I'm sorry you feel like it. Like, no, that's not a real apology to me.
no,
You know what I'm
like,
saying? And so I wasn't.
and stuff like that missing.
I just wasn't sure how the conversation was gonna go. I was like, I love him, of course, I always will, but I don't want to start my year off with that, and I still haven't called him back.
You never know what he's gonna say though. I mean, I feel like
It's
maybe
true. It's true.
Maybe give him a chance, man. You can see what the bro says, man.
But also with that, I'm off that. I'm off. I'm not gonna apologize or feel bad for. I don't want to say outgrowing people, but keeping my happy space, my happy space.
Yeah.
I've always been an incredibly positive person, and always happy. And like I said, with worrying about what people say and getting caught up in different things, I feel like I started to worry about the wrong stuff, and it took me out of my super positive, super happy space. And I'm not letting nothing knock me off of that, bro. I'm not.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I mean, I feel like you definitely got to keep the negative energy out. But when it comes to relationships like that, I feel like y'all got so much history together.
You right.
It's you gotta give the bro a chance, and if it comes out to be that he's saying stuff that you don't really agree with, then you ain't losing anything. But it's a lot to gain, if you ask me.
I feel it. You right. I'm gonna call him. I'm just like I said. I wasn't. What's funny, bro? I keep adjusting my hat because I want to scratch my head, but I haven't shaved my head in like 2 months. So I got a full Uncle Phil moonroof going right now. So I've been trying to like scratch through the hat, but it ain't working out. So
What the kids saying? That you wolfing it or something? Is that what they be saying? You wolfing it?
I look crazy under this hat, bro.
Hey, man.
I got the full Uncle Phil going. My dad was clowning me the other day. He's like, dang, so you look like George Jefferson by the head. I was like, oh, he's shooting shots.
Hey, he feeling comfortable. He's like, man, I might have better hair than my son. So, yeah, my dad been clowning my hair too, man. Yeah, he been saying my hair is like I'm too old for my type of hair that I got.
Get down.
You want to get up?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Man, you leaving the pot already, man?
Well, all right.
When Puff say it's a wrap, it's a wrap.
Don't touch that, Baron.
But yeah, man, my dad was making fun of my hair. But I'm not taking it in no type of way. I think he's just jealous because I got long hair,
Probably.
It's flowing.
Dad,
Probably.
My
Yes,
hair
ma'am.
happy, I'm happy.
can I take your photos?
After we're done with the podcast, you can take some photos, okay? Not right now, though. Okay?
Yeah, the way Baron
Can you go back over there?
No.
Yes, go back over there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where Baron be talking with that one eyebrow he be raising, remind me of The Rock. He talking like,
If you smell.
it's like, Dad, you sure I can't get no food?
You know what's like Puff? You know what's dope?
Yeah.
People feel like they already know him because I put him on Instagram so much. And nobody calls him Baron when they meet him, bro. Like, I was bringing him to the Friday runs. Like, whenever I brought him to a few San Ysidro games last season.
Yeah.
And people were seeing people that I don't even know that just follow me on Instagram. Like, oh, what up, Flix? They'd be like, oh, it's Puff. And I'll be like, how you? Oh, yeah, I got him on Instagram all the time. Yeah.
That boy
it's
Insta
dope.
famous, man.
It's dope. But I was bringing that up to say I love his nickname. And it kind of evolved from the nickname you gave him first. But I still haven't come up with a nickname that I like for Max yet. Like I was calling him Prime just off like because his name is Maximus, like Maximus Prime, but it don't fit him.
Nah, not yet.
It don't fit him, so I'm still trying to.
Hey, bro, my two sons I feel like my first son, boy, I ain't got a real nickname for him. Like I want to call him Big, but I just never catch myself saying it.
Right.
They just don't fit. So I'm like, I don't know what to call him. Like I just call him one by his name, and then Dor, he ain't got a nickname yet either. I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm running out of nicknames. I got one good one. I had B Diddy, and after that, I've been 0 for like 3 or 1 for 3.
And I was about to say, and B Diddy didn't even stick, but it evolved into Puff off of that. You know
it became something. With my two sons, man, I gotta get it together. Give these dudes some nicknames, man.
I don't even know if a lot of people know that. I call him Puff because of the nickname that Dor gave him. Because Dor is obviously, I don't know if everybody knows, but Dor, my son that was just sitting right here, Puff, Dor is his godfather.
Yeah.
And so, and his name is Baron. And Baron Davis that used to play, we was talking about Baron Davis going to buy the Reebok with Master P. Baron Davis that used to play in the NBA, they used to call him B Diddy. And of course, everybody know P Diddy, his first name was Puff Daddy. And so he just shorten that down to Puff. Whenever I tell that story, Key should be like, that's a long ass story just for you to be talking about the nickname. You know my wife gonna say what she feel. I'm like, but Puff is a dope name. No, it's stuck. And matched because he got the puffy hair and at the time he had the puffy cheeks. Like,
when he make it big, it's gonna be a dope name, man.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a dope name. They'll be like, how'd you get that name? Oh man, it's a long story. You got time? I got you.
And see, and because because it is somewhat of a long story, I don't always like telling it. I remember my program director when I was working at the YMCA, she asked me, like, where'd you get Puff from? Like, oh, just from the hair. She just asked puffy hair. She's like, oh my God, that's so cute. And I've told that story at least like 3 or 4 times. Like, oh, it's just from the puffy hair. So that's the shortened version, the lie in the shortened version.
That's dope, man. He got one of the best nicknames around these streets, man.
I never really had a nickname growing up. I mean, Mike. My full name is Michael, and people call me Mike, but I remember in high school we was all like choosing, like everybody was like giving each other, because you can't give yourself a nickname. Somebody has to give it to you, especially in sports. And I remember one of the dopest nicknames I ever had, because back then all I did was throw alley-oops like with the crew. Like I couldn't really get a shot off because I was mad small. I was quick and I would just throw alley-oops. Yeah. And so the white boy on the team, John Cotty, started calling me Special Delivery. And that was back when there you go, Puff Daddy again. That was back when they had the Special Delivery. And so it fit perfectly. And then what was it after that? What's that? Cash. People called me Cash when I was rapping.
I remember that name. Cash. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, but that was it.
That's actually a dope name, though.
Oh yeah, I wish it. I ain't gonna lie, bruh. I love when people call me Flicks, and that's a name that I came up with myself. I came up with Michael Flicks myself. I was trying to be honest, I was trying to play off of Michael Vick.
Oh.
I was trying to have it sound similar, so it just sounds like something that's catchy.
I thought it was off of the Nipsey Hussle. I think he said Flixie Hustle.
And that's what and that's what one of the homies, when I was going to the pop-up shops downtown, he seen me like at the Drew League, and he seen me moving around and doing everything. He was like, "Dang, nigga, you be everywhere. Young Flixie Hustle out this bitch." And I was like, "Oh, my nigga, that's a dope name." But I came up with Michael Flicks just as my Instagram handle because I was trying to play off of Michael Vick, and I don't think anybody ever picked up on it. Nah. People just started calling me Flicks, and then it evolved into Flixie Hustle.
It just hit me right now. That actually makes sense. Michael Flicks, Michael Vick. That's dope. Yeah, I ain't had no nicknames. I mean, people used to call me D. I used to hate that. I'm like, man, there's enough D's running around here, man. There's a baby D, little D. I'm Gucci. I need something that's gonna stand out. Other than that, man, I guess I ain't cool enough for a nickname just yet. Eventually I'll get one.
I feel it. And see, I don't know what made me from nicknames to handshakes. I've been saying for over a year, we need a handshake. We need to finally make a handshake, bro.
Oh yeah, bro, definitely. Like, me and my brothers just started doing one recently, and I was like, my brother from Tennessee came out here, and he was like, we got a handshake now. I'm like, what the heck? Walking into the house and everybody doing it, I was like, all right, I guess I'm doing handshakes now. So yeah, we definitely got to get on handshake game, man. Hopefully pass it down to the young boys too, you know what I'm saying?
We'll have that by episode 4, hopefully.
Yeah, we got to get that.
Matter of fact, let's do it on camera so we can stick to it. What's going to be our recording schedule, bro? Is this a good time? Weekly? Wednesdays at 2?
Yeah, Wednesdays at 2 will work perfect for me. Because the weekends, I know both of us be randomly busy at times. Things be popping up. And that's the only time I really have to spend with my girl. And she be wanting me to hang out with her. But, yeah, I think, we can even be flexible with it, too. Because I'm free usually after 2 o'clock once I get off work. Every once in a while, I go work out or something like that. And I come home around 4 or something. But
the main thing we need to be consistent with is when we drop. Like, if we telling our audience and the people that listen and the people that watch on YouTube, if we telling them we going to drop I'm just picking any random day right now. But if we tell them we go drop on Thursday, we got to make sure we always drop on Thursday.
Okay.
Because that's the problem. That's the problem I've been having with the Family Room podcast. I guess this is stuff we could talk about off air. That's the problem I've been having with the Family Room podcast. That we'll be super consistent, and then something will happen, and we won't record for a month and a half at a time. Then we'll come back and record, and we'll be consistent, and we'll take a couple weeks off, and then it's like that was why I put in place like, all right, Family Room Fridays, we drop on Fridays. But even with that, you got to make sure you drop every Friday, not just.
I think for me,
you know what I'm saying?
Thursday would be a good day to drop because that gives us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to record. And we can be a little flexible because we both got kids and things pop up where I have to watch the kids by myself. And I'm not too sure if I can really do every episode with the guys in it.
I was just about to say, and as we see, this ain't really gonna work the smoothest. I was like, it's the dad pod. We can make it work, but this ain't gonna be the.
It was a cool.
It's cool for the day,
Mm-hmm.
and every now and again, but as a consistent thing, that ain't gonna work.
Because Monday through Friday, I could just drop the kids at my mom's house, so we could do that. That'd be done.
Bet.
Yeah, I think that might be a wrap, man. Beginning of 2021, episode number 3.
Episode 3. Baron, come here real quick.
It's our Iverson episode.
Come here.
We back for the first time. This dude slept through a pod.
That's all right. I wish Max would have stayed with. Come here, man.
Man, he lives up to his name, man. Maximus. That's a general name.
You want to say anything?
No.
Say it's the dad pod.
No, I want to say that part. I feel so.
All right, man. This dude be begging me because you know how people doing podcasts and produce. But Dad, can I go do the podcast? I think he just want to go and see how we do it, not necessarily be on the podcast.
Nah, camera shy.
We got him here.
We're gonna get you right.
Stay here for a second, man. Hang out with me for a second, man. But anyway, hey, man. I think this was a successful episode 3.
Yes, sir, man. We back in business.
Hey, and we back in business. We sorry for the wait. We gonna keep it consistent for y'all, man.
We gonna give the people what they want, man. Shout out Jalen Rose.
Right? Dad Pod episode 3. We out.
We out.